Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Conquest and droids across our beloved empire. It's great to be in the empire today, and I want to welcome you to today's episode of Arnold HoloNet News, the only news you'll ever need, because you have no other choice. And in today's video, we got some interesting news lingering out there. We're due for a road ahead, Save the Galaxy, but we got our first indication, kind of a slight teaser as to what's going to be next for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And I'm hoping the teases that the developers are doing this past weekend on the streams are maybe a little joking and they weren't 100% serious. There's a couple of theories lingering around on what's coming next. We're waiting on the next Conquest, which I'm going to talk about a little bit today, but more importantly, we're going to try to talk about where's the new direction coming and where are these 3 confirmed new Star Wars Galaxy Heroes characters, where are they going to apply themselves inside of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. There's a few theories in regards to Boba Fett's sign of Django, a theory in regards to the Diaton Versio, and of course a theory in regards to the one more thing that we are waiting from the leak from a couple months ago, Nihilus's Ravager. Let's bring on over to the source of this news for today. There's 2 sources, I guess. Source number 1 is SWGoH events. Right down here, they show there's 3 character bundles, and what that means is we are due for 3 new characters and or ships. This, when we see these in the data mine, we know something's imminent. Something's right around the corner. I'm going to leave a link down below to SWGoH events. I promoted them so many times at this point. Top 5 resource for Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. They always do these fantastic data mines that kind of give us a heads up, a little bit of foresight, should I say, for what the future of Galaxy of Heroes is looking like here in a few short moments. But the question is now, what are these 3 things pertaining? And people have also been looking into this heavy bomber thing a little bit more. I'm not sure we should look into that more. This is the stuff we got to look into. And let's talk about those 3 theories here. Theory number 1 is the one, I'm unfortunately, I might have to bring some bad news. With Diaton Versio, very out of left field character. Fantastic character, been great for the Imperial Special Forces, I like to call them. Sniping a lot of banners, being useful on offense in select circumstances. A bit of a limited character, but when she's in the right situation, she can do a lot of great stuff, scaring a lot of people when she's placed on defense. That's for sure. But she came out of nowhere, and the one predominant theory right now is that these 3 more characters, that equals 4. Well, what other special character had 4 requirements? Well, that would be the one and only Starkiller, who had his legacy event, which required, of course, Dash Rendar, Kyle Katarn, Mara Jade, and Darth Talon. Diaton Versio coming kind of fits that theme that Starkiller was having with celebrating some of the expanded universe things, cool video games of the past. And then we led up to Starkiller, ultimately, which is a decent character. I like him in Grand Arena. Outside of Grand Arena, he's a bit meh. But in Grand Arena, he's very important for doing some off-meta funny stuff inside a Galaxy of Heroes. Is Diaton Versio, though, building up to something? With Diaton Versio coming, the hype, the excitement for the possible Cal Kestis to come got to an all-time high, and people think we're leading up to another type of event. Unfortunately, the developers did some streaming this past weekend, and I don't see why they would lie or make stuff up, but allegedly Cal Kestis is not going to be happening right now. From what that seems like, the Starkiller event was kind of a one-off thing because there's this lull in Star Wars the past year. There wasn't really much going on in 2021. Bad Batch is pretty much the only thing that was really happening for Star Wars at large, and they had this opportunity to kind of fill in this gap with nothing going on. They try to go do some throwbacks and celebrate some really cool characters. My suspicion is Diaton Versio is maybe meant to be thrown at the Starkiller event, but maybe they axed her out and just added her just as a random marquee character to start off this brand new year. Seems like Cal Kestis will not be happy. I'm not going to say that's never going to happen, but it seems like that is not the direction they're going, is doing another type of legacy event with Diaton Versio. And that leads into what seems to be the more acceptable theory, especially after some teases from developers about Boba Fett, Scion of Django. A quick note about Boba Fett's line of Django. So far in the game, you can find some uses outside of territories, mostly as kind of like cute little things, throwing with Dash and Dar, some Kira things, Beskar Mando, Django Lead. He hasn't really made a fundamental impact on Star Wars Galaxy Heroes like Commander Ahsoka, Maul, Razor Crest, those other Conquest units out there. Territories, he's been a lot of fun. We've shown some gameplay of it. So right now, especially the timing of his release being right at the beginning of the Book of Boba Fett, we did get some slight teasers potentially. Then a few things could be coming. Now, if you didn't watch any of the Book of Boba Fett, or you're not even up to date on the 3rd, stuff I'm about to show you is mostly up to episode 3 for the most part. If you don't want to see anything, you haven't seen Book of Boba Fett, you're watching a Star Wars YouTube channel primarily, so I am going to show it. They did tease this I'm hoping it was just teasing and not actually like teasing this is coming to Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. There was a slight teaser that one of these new characters could be the Vespa crew. And this would make sense in terms of making Boba Fett a more standalone team inside of Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, even outside of a territory war purpose. Vespa gang, I went on a long rant about them. I don't find them intimidating. I don't know who made the shot when he was walking up to the mayor's office. They're like, oh yeah, I would be so scared if some crime lord walked up with her. No. Looks like this dude found a couple of elderly people in a Walmart scooter and they're running down to the mayor's office to complain about some sort of minor policy that was implemented. And in disregarding my opinion on the Vespa gang crew, on the Power Ranger squad, I would say don't be surprised if one of these new characters is going to be a Vespa gang to try to maybe build on top of the Boba Fett and Fennec Shand team. Because right now they don't really have a team that fits their identity in terms of Star Wars lore. And this one, I'm actually hoping does come. People have been saying he's going to be the next Conquest. He's a legendary. I don't think the Black Chrysanthemum is that level in terms of Galaxy of Heroes legendariness. I can definitely expect one of these marquee characters to be the Black Chrysanthemum, Santo, whatever you like to call him. Especially after some recent things that happened inside of Book of Boba Fett. If you don't know about this guy, well, he's been shown since episode 2. So you should know about this guy at this point in Galaxy. And that would make a lot more sense for Boba Fett, Sign of Django. People are hoping that maybe we're going to lead into another Boba Fett that's got the cleaner armor, the daimyo of Mos Vespa or whatever. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon here. It doesn't make sense to release this Boba, a very hard Boba to get, and then just release another Boba right away. So this makes more sense, especially kind of getting the Cal Kestis idea shut down and another legacy event. Boba Fett Sign of Django happening right now. I'm sure the developers really want to capitalize on some of the latest hit stuff out there, especially with 2021. Not much going on, and they were pretty on point with Bad Batch Season 2 releasing stuff as the Bad Batch Season 1. As Season 1 was going on last year. So my bet is right now, these marquee bundles that we're seeing probably going to be more likely to make Boba Fett Sign of Django have more of an identity in Galaxy Heroes and maybe give them some more viability. Outside of territories, it's a bit more real world for the most part. It's something that maybe scares me a little bit more. I haven't been scared fighting Boba Fett Sign of Django yet. And I feel like I should, like when I go up against Commander Sokatano as well as Maul. So that's the theory number 2. Let me know what other characters you would like to see from Boba Fett Sign of Django's TV show. I kind of want the Vespa crew to come, but at the same time, I cringed a little bit. And I'm someone that's pretty cringy as well. That pulled me out of Star Wars for the moment. Watch that show. Anyways, last theory that we have is in regards to ships. Now, from what I gathered, they didn't really do any teasers about ship-related stuff. And for Galaxy Heroes, it was mostly kind of teasing Boba Fett's Book of Boba Fett type of stuff here. As I mentioned earlier, we are still waiting on the one last thing from the leak a few months ago that we made a video about. Throw a card in the top right-hand corner. If it's not there already, Ravager is the last thing from that leak that hasn't happened. We had the Qui-Gon Omicron that no one believed came to fruition. We had the Grand Arena changes no one believed came to fruition. The Star Killer leak saying he was Matt. I kind of agree. He's Matt outside of Grand Arena. In Grand Arena, he's a solid character. The last thing is the Ravager. That hasn't happened yet. And my suspicion, that's going to be a Conquest unit. That makes the most sense based on what we kind of have right now. I don't think the next Conquest thing is going to be another Book of Boba Fett thing back to back. As we know right now, the Executor is a menace. I think the worst thing to ever be implemented in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. There is no guaranteed one-shot counter. The only other time I felt like this was Jedi Knight Ribbon, but at least there were some weird counters that were at least somewhat consistent if you played your cards right. There is no consistent counter to the Executor. Even the mirror matches could get a little nasty if you lose a coin toss or they're faster than you out the get-go. This makes a little bit of sense that the next Conquest unit would possibly be, again, no confirmation, this would be a Conquest Ravager type of ship where one, it would finally sell those solutions people are looking for countering the Executor. They know that they're going to make some bucks trying to sell the counter for the Executor. And secondly, releasing it via Conquest rather than an event like the Executor means they can kind of slow release this next big counter to the Executor while also giving the Executor at minimum another 3 months of domination before the hard counter comes to Star Wars Galaxy. The timing seems about right. And the people have been kind of looking into this more. Maybe it does mean something in regards to this data mine that we saw here in regards to a new pack, a heavy bomber bundle. I'm not too sure if that means that maybe some something more specific to the Ravager. Maybe it could be a Sith Bomber bundle. Maybe it could be the Imperial TIE Bomber bundle. It's very generic. We have a couple of heavy bomber type of class ships and Galaxy of Heroes right now. So I don't know if we should be looking into that much. This 1000% means something. Something's going to be coming very shortly. And I would expect a State of a Galaxy and a road ahead sometime within the next week or so here. And maybe one last thing we can point out. These could just be new ships across the board to try to fill in some extra things that we're missing out. There are a lot of fleets right now that are just missing a little bit of love. We do not have a lot of completed fleets. We don't have a completed Malevolence fleet. We don't really have a normal full Empire fleet. It's kind of getting broken up. Negotiator's got a full Galactic Republic fleet. We got a full Rebel fleet, but there's not a full First Order. And there's not a full Radis fleet out there. So we'll have to wait and see if it's going to be a ship thing. But right now, based on, I think Galaxy or CG, they're kind of thirsty for trying to grab onto something, leech off of something very popular in Star Wars right now, and that's the Book of Boba Fett. And just even seeing how his viability is in game, he definitely could use a few more characters to give him more of a personal identity rather than piggybacking off some variety of random scoundrels and not really being a menace outside of territory wars. Like I think he should be. I feel like he should be a little bit better as a Conquest character outside of territories. In territories, there's a lot of fun ways to use this guy. No complaints in that department. So that's gonna wrap it up for today, ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids. Are you guys ready for a possible Vespa game? I can't take it serious. I just can't take them seriously right now. Who thought they looked menacing? Who thought they looked intimidating, rolling down the block with some 500 mirrored Vespas that go 5 miles an hour at max? Anyways, time will tell. I am excited for some of the characters in Book of Boba Fett, and I am excited for what seems to be coming in the next few episodes of Book of Boba Fett. Definitely dialing up the excitement a bit more than the past few episodes. Leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And always remember, it's great to be in the Empire today.